Oh, Adam Grant goes to the line at 71%. 6'1" sophomore guard from Franklin, Virginia. Terriers have shut him down so far, hasn't scored yet, just over 8 minutes in. First free throw, bounces off. Josh Nicholas checking in for St. Francis. Glenn Bryka wearing the black blazer, calling out the play. Second free throw, bounces out, 0 of 2. So Grant stays scoreless. Sanabria trotting across the timeline. Matchup zone for Bryant. Jordan, left of the center circle, flips it back Sanabria. Good ball movement. Left quarter, Nicholas, guarded well. Sends it out. Sanabria, foul line pass, Kosic drives. Layup rejected. Kosic stays with it. Jump ball. And St. Francis hangs on. First jump ball of the game. Terriers on a 16-7 run since starting out down 5-0. Sanabria inbounds, left side underneath. Goes to Jordan, 3 up and away, clangs off the rim, and the rebound, Ermolavicius. Bulldogs with the ball, Grant, right elbow, Terriers in the man-to-man, almost taken away by Nicholas, driving, Grant lays it up and in. So it took almost 10 minutes, but Adam Grant scores for Bryant. Their leading scorer this year, he's got 2, and the Terrier lead sliced to 16-14. Kosic, right corner, backdoor pass Porter, mid-post right. Good ball movement, Jordan zips it inside. Porter, short jumper, count it. Oh, DJ Porter makes it a 4-point game. St. Francis 18, Bryant 14. Pass inside, Ermolavicius. And it went to Ryan Lehman, who drops it in for a pair. Oh, it's a 2-point game. Terriers have led by as many as 7. That lead cut to 2. Jordan, touch pass, Porter, back to Jordan. Dribbles out of the right corner. 18-footer, swishes it in. And the Terrier lead back to 4. Jordan's got 5. St. Francis pressuring in the backcourt. Across the midline, Naduba, sideline right. Guarded by Nicholas, and a foul. Nicholas called for the foul. Chauncey Hawkins coming in for the first time. Jalen Jordan comes out. Boshko Koster back in for Bryant, as Lehman will inbound. Lehman, the brother of Portland Trailblazers guard Jake Lehman. That ball went into Naduba. Naduba running the point on the logo, guarded by Hawkins, accelerates, and a travel, turnover. Bulldogs give it back, 4th turnover for Bryant. You know, for all the things that Bryant has struggled with this year, they've actually committed the fewest turnovers in the league, just 12. St. Francis not turning the ball over much this year, 13 turnovers a game. That's 3rd best in the Northeast Conference. Hawkins flips it Sanabria, forecourt left. Glenn steps out, goes to Hawkins, sideline right. Porter, foul line jumper on the way, bingo! 6-point Terrier lead, 22-16 over Bryant. 9.5 remaining, opening half in Brooklyn Heights. Naduba gets it across midcourt, guarded well. Koster steps up for 3, puts it home. 3-point game, Terriers 22, Bulldogs 19. Approaching the 9-minute mark in the opening half. Sanabria takes it, high right, good ball movement. Nicholas steps up, NBA range 3, long, weak side rebound, strong side rebound, excuse me. It's Brandon Carroll. Bulldogs across the timeline, Grant hands it off, it's Carroll, top of the key, clanks it off the rim. DJ Porter the rebound. Sanabria sends it sideline right. Hawkins saves it from going out of bounds. Couldn't handle the pass. Looked clean though. Foul line, DJ Porter steps up, jumper, in and out. Swiping the rebound was Lehman. And the Bulldogs get it across center court. 22-19, Terriers on top by 3. Up and under, laying it in, Grant, nice move. Sophomore guard from Franklin, Virginia, and it's a 1-point game. Glenn Sanabria, right of the center circle, and a game of runs so far. Nicholas drives, nothing inside. Sanabria steps up for 3, puts it home. Sanabria up to 8, Terriers 25, Bulldogs 21. Inside the 8-minute mark, floater inside the line. Short, Grant misfired. Josh Nicholas jog dribble across the midline. Sanabria, right wing. Chauncey Hawkins bounce past Sanabria into this matchup zone defense. Sanabria, high right, bounce pass, Porter, high post, backdoor pass, Kozic, lays it up and in. Lead back up to 6, just like that, 27-21. St. Francis Brooklyn leading the Bryant Bulldogs. 7:22 left in the opening half, and an offensive foul. They're going to get Boshko Koster, illegal screen, and we take a timeout in Brooklyn. 27-21, St. Francis leads Bryant. When we come back, we'll hear from Jasmine on the Terrier Sports Network, powered by NEC Front Row.
It's the NEC 9. Time to take a look at the top 9 plays from the past week in Northeast Conference basketball action. Tipping off at number 9. Sacred Heart's Olivia Dabney comes up with a one-handed block down low against Bryant.
Again, and see right now with the lead, you just can't turn the ball over.
Dabney with a block!
Number 8. St. Francis U runs the pick and roll as Jamal King makes this beautiful pass to Davidas Kuzavas for the dunk against Robert Morris.
But he's such a valuable player out there because he does a lot of the little things.
They need him on a team with 11 newcomers. He is the only upperclassman that returns. They brought in a senior grad transfer in Gombe. Kuzavas with a jam. He's getting loose inside.
Yeah, the problem there, it was, you look at the possession, what threaded the knee. That wasn't actually an easy pass or an easy dunk. There were some white shirts there.
Well, guys, the Terriers are leading the Bulldogs 27-21. And I spoke with Coach Womack earlier before the game started, and he told me that this team wants to keep their eye on that backcourt over there the Bulldogs have with the Kenan Aduba and Adam Grant. Right now, they're combined for 11 points thus far. And let's see if the Terriers can lock in on defensive end and hold them to under 20 points to go down the stretch of the second half. Back to you guys.
All right, Jasmine, thanks. Yeah, that's a great point. Both teams are guard-laden. Terrier guards combining for 57 points on Thursday night, and the Bryant Bulldogs go with a 4-guard rotation. So like Jasmine said, that is something to watch for. 27-21, St. Francis leading Bryant by 6. Terriers up to 48%. Just 2 of their first 8 to start since 9 of 15. And the Bulldogs shooting well, 9 of 18. 12-11 on the glass, St. Francis leading Bryant. Terriers with the ball. Hawkins, touch pass, Lasic. And a travel. Third turnover for St. Francis. Both of these teams so far on pace to play to their season averages, which, again, not bad. 7 minutes left, opening half. Terriers a 6-point lead over the Bulldogs. Chance of defense from the Terrier fans as Naduba's layup drops in across the left baseline. St. Francis lead down to 4. Naduba up to 9, leading all scorers. Hawkins, right arc, double teamed in his matchup zone defense. Right corner, it's Lasic. Lasic spins, bounce pass Sanabria, jump pass inside. Porter lays it home. Porter off to a good start. DJ's got 6. And the Terriers have a 6-point lead over Bryant, 29-23. Quick moving first half. Only 2 fouls on each team, laying it in Naduba again. Terriers don't have an answer for him. Naduba, 5 of 7 to start. That 5 of 6, excuse me. And the Terrier lead, 29-25. Nicholas in the left corner. Sends it out, Chauncey Hawkins. Bounce pass Porter at the foul line. Driving, backdoor pass. Lasic lays it up and in right hand. Yaki Lasic with 5, and the Terriers up 31-25 on Bryant. 5:39 remaining, opening half in Brooklyn Heights. Adam Grant steps back, running the point. Glenn Sanabria defending. Screen set. Grant sends it back. Naduba over Hawkins. 3-ball money. Terriers with no answers for Naduba. Tim O'Shea takes a timeout. Already 14 points for Ikenna Naduba, and we still have 5.5 remaining in the opening half. Timeout Bulldogs. Will keep it here on the Terrier Sports Network. We'll take a look around the Northeast Conference. Of course, a full slate of games as the season schedule progressing. Early second half in New Britain. Central Connecticut trailing LIU 32-29. Late first half, Robert Morris leading Wagner in a slugfest 14-13. Earlier, St. Francis U beating Sacred Heart 73-60, and getting underway momentarily, Mount St. Mary's at Fairleigh Dickinson. And the Terriers at 4-3 in the league in a 3-way tie for fourth. Bryant last at 1-6. Teams back on the court. Terriers started this game down 5-0, but overcame it with a 13-2 run. They've hung on ever since. Rasheem Dunn with 3 points, averaging 15. Running the show for St. Francis. Hands it off. DJ Porter off to a strong start with 6 points. Yaki Lasic left at the key, guarded by Koster. Lasic hands it off. It's Chauncey Hawkins, tries to carve inside, lost the ball on the court. Koster gets it, taken back. Porter, floater, drops in. Right place, right time. Porter with 8. And the Terriers on top of Bryant by 5. Porter 4 points away from tying a season high of 12, which came against Navy on November 24th. Jumper right wing, in and out. Who's going to get it? Porter does. And St. Francis Brooklyn on the move. It's Rasheem Dunn. Pulls up, 18-footer, rolls off. It was a 2. Rebound Bryant. Hunter Ware. Jog dribble across the midline, guarded by Hawkins. Almost lost it. Now setting up the Bryant offense. Terriers 33, Bulldogs 28. Ermolavicius. As Grant drops it in with 6. And the Terrier lead down to 3 again. Lasic, too much on the floater. And the Bulldogs with the rebound. Ware into the front court. Naduba steps up for 3. Another one! Oh, boy. Ikenna Naduba. 17 points, and we've got a 33 all game. He is in the zone. As Bryant down by as many as 7, ties it at 33. A lot of offense in this first half. Fast-paced first half, only 2 fouls against each team. Dunn, top of the key, drives into the paint, lays it up, puts it in. Terriers up 35-33. Naduba more than halfway towards his career high of 26 points, which he scored on January 13th as St. Francis Brooklyn gets it back. 3:08 remaining opening half. We take a timeout after the offensive foul. Monty Ermolavicius. 35-33, Terriers lead the Bulldogs on the Terrier Sports Network.
Hi again, everybody. I'm Paul Dottino with this week's edition of the NEC Notebook. St. Francis Red Flash guard Jessica Kovacs is the NEC Player of the Week. The junior from Phillipsburg, New Jersey, put up the league's first 40-point game of the season. She dropped 42 against Robert Morris. That's tied for the 10th highest mark in NEC history and just 3 points shy of her career high. Kovacs has been hanging around the top 5 nation scoring leaders at nearly 24 points per game. Bryant's Hannah Scanlon is the Rookie of the Week. The freshman from Rumson, New Jersey, put up her first career double-double with 14 points and 12 boards to spark a win over Sacred Heart. This week's Senior Spotlight is on Alex Delaney of the St. Francis Terriers. She hit for a career-high 30 points to stop Mount St. Mary's. Remember, all league games can be seen live and in HD at necfrontrow.com, where content is always free. Be sure to follow the NEC on Twitter at NEC Sports, where you can always check us out.
35-33, St. Francis Brooklyn leading the Bryant Bulldogs by 2. Take a look at the stats so far. As St. Francis, 57% from the floor, Bryant 52%. Rebounds close, 12 on the defensive glass. Turnovers, 5-4, Bryant with one more than St. Francis Brooklyn. (35-33) says the scoreboard. Stat sheet says 37-31. Okay. Adjustment needs to be made right there. Anyway, driving is Grant. He'll go to the line. With 2:42 left. Free throw is good. Oh, it's 35-34. St. Francis with 2:42 remaining in the opening half. Second free throw, back of the rim. Kosic reels it in. It's a 1-point game. Now Sanabria tries to cross over. Man steps back. Terriers have led by as many as 7. Lead cut to 1. Sanabria puts home the triple. Right of the arc. Sanabria up to 11, 38-34, St. Francis Brooklyn. On the other end, the layup goes in and 1. Adam Grant with 9. 38-36. St. Francis up by 2. Fouls on Kosic. Grant to the line. Free throw, swishes it in. Sanabria hands it off. DJ Porter between the rings. Porter has it poked away. Stays with it though. Good defense by Brandon Carroll. Inside 2 minutes remaining. Terriers a 38-37 lead over Bryant. Jordan drives up and under, layup, good. Taking on all covers, and the Terriers up 3, 40-37. And a foul as Naduba brought it across the midline. Glenn Bryca chatting over matters with Tom Dineen, one of the 3 officials. This crew of Tom Courtney, Tom Dineen, and Jeff Fox. Naduba, top of the key. Left elbow jumper, hits the deck, it's long, and a foul. And Kenan Naduba will go to the line. Teammates will help him up. Fouls on Nicholas, number 3, a minute 32 remaining. In the opening half, it's 40-37. St. Francis. Free throw on its way, in and out. Chauncey Hawkins back in. Josh Nicholas heads to the bench. Second free throw off the rim. Ermolovich has had it stripped away. Sanabria across the timeline. Hawkins pulls up, short jumper, goes, glass, knocks it down. And the Terriers up 5, 42-37. High scoring first half. 5-point Terrier lead over the Bulldogs. Naduba crosses over his man, nothing inside, steps up, another 3 air ball. Hearing it from the crowd. And DJ Porter inbounding for St. Francis Brooklyn. Terriers well over 50%, 57%. Bulldogs at 52%. Both teams more than halfway to their season averages. Sanabria tries to cross over Ware, foul call. Bryant's got 2 to give, that's only their 4th. Fouls haven't played a factor in the first half. Terriers have 6, so the next St. Francis foul puts Bryant at the line. Hawkins takes the pass inbounds. Tosses it Glenn Sanabria, forecourt right. Glenn on the point, sends it Jalen Jordan with 7 in the first half. Porter tries to cross over his man, bounce pass Kosic, lays it up, puts it in. 7-point lead for St. Francis, matching their largest. 44-37, 35 seconds left to go. Opening half. Ware drives into the lane, met by Lily Kosic, and they're going to get Kosic for a foul. St. Francis bench wanted an offensive foul, not going to get it. That was close. Looked like Kosic had his feet planted. My question is, was it in the restricted area? If it was, then of course the offensive player has the right to the basket, and that's why the foul was called. But Kosic looked like he had his feet planted, so that wasn't the issue. So, at the line, it's Hunter Ware, 6 of 12 from the stripe this season. Bryant just 0 of 1 from the line in the first half. First free throw, swishes in. 44-38, 6-point game. Koster back in. He's got 6 points, replacing Brandon Carroll. Joachim Lassic, hold on. He was a little late. So Hunter Ware will go to the free throw line. 32 seconds left. Second free throw on its way. Snaps the net. And Joachim Lassic comes back in for St. Francis, replacing Kosic. At a 1.5 difference between the game clock and shot clock. Sanabria taking his time. Terriers essentially can take the last shot. There's a shade of a difference. 15 seconds to go in the half. Sanabria, forecourt left. Guarded by Grant. Make that Ware. 6 to go in the half. Sanabria bounce pass Porter. 4 to go in the half. Jumper on the way. Long. Rebound. Bryant.
Season talks. He said 6 words before 11:30. I'm like, I'm from Boston. She's like, why? He said 7 words before lunch. She's like, what are you saying? He really didn't talk. It's just how he is. Oh, we still use most things. The only one that's new is that oh, there's a couple like new sponsors, but I still use yours. Because what albums they do the like 3 logos along instead of I know, but like it doesn't great across the 3 boards or have like 2 on the side and put like a logo or something in the middle of it. Like,
you understand that with something like this, it doesn't quite look
actually, she doesn't. I threw it up to her just to have a look at it. But she said she didn't. It didn't kill her. It was fine. But like, it was like the definition of whatever. It was the definition of whatever.
good luck filming.
They have joined thousands of other coaches nationwide to raise awareness about the American Cancer Society's efforts to lead the fight for a world without cancer. Learn more about their efforts by visiting coachesversuscancer.org.
Where the Pope went, when he came to the U.S. Oh, really? It's about the only reason people know it. Catholic University of America. Yeah. Actually, I think I know the side either. I don't know him, but like I know who he is. My dad played there, so okay. That's right. There. Yeah. Contract, right? Wait, 80%? Okay. My mom's there. It's 11-7. It was 6-1, 5 minutes in. Is that what it was, 6-1? Because he only hit the one free throw. Yeah. So what we would start, like 2 of 10 from the field? They had 3 threes and a jumper. Yeah. There's 4 threes and a jumper. They were terrible last year. They only had like 5 wins, 6 wins. They lost 18 straight to end the year. Did they really? Or 16 straight. Because they were 2-0 in league play, and they lost the final 16. It's hard to do. Yeah. Like, I don't care how bad you are. It's really hard to do. Like, to not like in the NEC, to just come into a win. Catch somebody on a bad night. Because there's no dominant teams in the NEC. No, there is. You should be able to beat one team on a bad night. Apparently they used up those 2 early on. Our problem is our offense is so stagnant. We can't score. He shows up when he feels like it. We just need to come. They don't need like trombone. They just need like trumpets, something loud. Yeah. Because like, they have the drum, it's fine, but like they need like one more trumpet guy to be like, let's push this over the edge a little bit. Do we even have a tuba? No. No. There's like 8 of them. Hey, I give them credit for trying to start one. So. I mean, they had one about 10, 15 years ago. I heard it was awful. A lot of bands. Yeah. I mean, they had more people. They may not have been good. Sometimes more people isn't the solution. So I'd probably listen to 10 bad people than 20 bad people. Is this game televised tonight? It's fine, right? That's usually the only time the cheerleaders are here. I don't know what I'm talking about the cheerleaders. Well, we have to get him 2 Cokes before every game. We should stop doing that. I think he drinks one before and then one after. He's the most particular person. One of the most particular people ever.
St. Francis foul was on number 15, Josh Nicholas. His first team foul, 5. Darnell Edge to the line for the Knights.
Classes start Tuesday, right? No, Monday. Monday? Yeah. That's right. I think yeah. Last week was President's Day or whatever that was. Was it MLK Day? Yeah. President's Day's in February. I used to have golf with my team. When I was growing up in high school, we'd always get the week of President's Day off. Did you go here? No. Just in the athletic department. Yep. So you knew Sean? Yeah. Sean worked for my dad. Oh, did he? When I was 4 years old. Like in athletics? Yeah. Where did your dad go? He works for the Big East Conference. Oh. That's nice. He's worked there my whole life. That's awesome. That's a pretty nice gig. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Should get you a job there. I couldn't work there. Not for him, just it'd be too. No. And it's one of those things where, like, I don't know if I could ever like take his job if he retired. Like 10 years after he left, I get it. Like, I don't really want to do that. What'd you do for that? Communications. Oh, okay. Basically 27 years. So he was there through the whole transition too. Yep. He was there for the rise. He was there. He worked at Seahawk before that, so he's been in the Big East since like 1984. Yeah. I'm happy I won't be in the locker room today. We should be a top 3 team in the NEC. You let him shoot it again? What do you expect to happen? Something different, original. 3 diagnosed with cancer. So I don't know if my cousin or son goes to Oklahoma State. So he might just finish, but they probably have the discussion.
Yeah. It was.
That was last station 123 back in the
Yeah, I'm sure that's done.
Yeah, it's hard.
I would imagine. I can only imagine what it's like. Well, it's fine. Well, at least it's not.
Almost just as expensive. Because I had a scholarship there, but I got no. I got no scholarship.
We're going to need scholarship eligibility laps on defense.
What?
We're going to need your defensive skills.
My dad technically still has a year. Because when he played, they were only allowed to play 3 years. Yeah, he was the last year that they couldn't play 4. So he technically had a year of eligibility. Well, they had like that 55-year-old guy play football this year.
There's a rule in Division I think about it though.
He was D1.
He was?
Yeah, I mean, it was some small school. His son was on the team now. It was like the last game. They might have been D1 AA for football, but. And there's some like 40-year-old guy playing basketball.
I saw somewhere like a guy's this golfer for Division II, like his academic advisor's like, you'll just be his kid.
There's a lot of FDU does like a lot of night classes for their engineering courses.
I would imagine so.
So we have a lot of like older people in our class that are coming back for degrees and stuff. Finally missed. But one guy was thinking about trying out for the bowling team. I was like,
before you realized it was my guy's team.
He's like, yeah, I was thinking about bowling. I heard they're pretty good. I'm like, dude, we don't have a men's team.
Men's there are some schools that have men's collegiate bowling, but it's like you're the USBC or something. It's not.
Yeah, I think it's technically a club. Yeah, man.
It's not anything like that.
Which is only because they need a balance. Yeah. What is that even?
It's just a matter of scholarships. So like instead of us having like swim and dive program, we have bowling.
Oh, we don't have women's dive. Do we have men's diving?
No, we are the only school in the NC that does not have women's. They should bowling. I would so much rather than bowling than swim and dive.
I mean, bowling, there's nothing to do. Like,
it's so easy.
And they're good too.
I know, which makes it 10 times better. Because it's not like we're just doing it just to do it, like we're trying to be good. And have been very good, so it's not like
we used to be pretty good in golf too, weren't we?
Oh, we're still good in golf.
Yeah.
That's neat.
I remember I brought my girlfriend here and she saw like the trophies downstairs. She's like, wait, they won the NCAA. I was like, no. No, she didn't realize it was for the bowling.
Oh.
She's just like, wait, what? I thought you said they were bad this year. I was like, oh, no, don't worry. That's women's bowling. But they had the 2 championships and then a second and third place.
Yeah. But that won't happen again. Too many big schools do it now. We're not going to be able to beat Vanderbilt, Nebraska, all those places.
Yeah. We had the pedigree, but unfortunately people aren't going to come to a small school like Fairleigh when they can go to a bigger program.
Especially like you're not going to argue with Vanderbilt education.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's only a matter of time when the Ivy starts to have it too, and they get to be like, whatever.
Fans, it's time for the NEC T-shirt toss presented by Piracy Patrol. Let's hear it, fans. Who wants a T-shirt?
we were leading at half. We ended up losing by 20.
They'll wear you down. I want to watch their practices though.
That's what I've always wondered. Like, what does a Duke practice look like?
Because like, even when they mess up, they get good shots. But like Villanova makes the game look so easy.
Yeah.
It's just bad. Like even without Booth, he's not even bone in his hands.
He's their second guard to break a bone in his hand.
Yeah. But like it's, I'm just like, what are, like you're still gonna get shot. This boss is still really good. Like
That's the thing. These teams have so much depth.
I understand. I can understand how like 1 or 2 guys like no one could match up with them and like Caleb could. But some of those guys get eaten alive by every team.
They're going to play defense.
This team who it does besides like 3 guys.
And the 3 guys that play defense barely play.
Yeah.
Low Mike plays defense, but he's not fast enough. Like he's not a great defender because he's not fast enough, but he actually like makes an attempt. Like if we lost by like 10 points, right? Then that's a big show.
If you lose by 25, that's getting blown out.
Doesn't matter if you're playing Duke or whatever.
Francis foul was on 23, DJ Porter. His second personal foul, team foul. That was last stage number 33 in the quarter throw, DJ Porter. As the year of the first bonus, Caleb Bishop, 1-1. St. Francis foul was on number 10, Glenn Sanabria. His first personal foul, 19 foul. The play is being reviewed for time match on the game clock.
I can deal with the music in practice more than I can deal with this. Music in practice is it's just redundant. That's all it is. Like if Brandon just gave me like 10 new songs, I'd be okay with it. Well, it's all great music in practice. I know. It's the same music from like 5 years ago. I know. There's nothing wrong with music from 5 years ago. It's more than 5 songs. I need more than 5 songs. Because like even R&B from 5 years ago is better than the R&B of today. Without a doubt. You feel it's like, okay. R&B from 10 years ago is probably better. The manager was up here, Kara. I was like, you like this company? Yeah, it's great. I was like, go to my man. I have none of his shady. They all like that kind of stuff. It's like, if they have no content in the whole, it's all the same shit. Nobody cares. Like, really? Like, did it one time in a day, 3 times. I'll say we give it 5 times a wife or whatever. Like, what is that? That's the dumbest concept I've ever heard of.
If you look at all my music, it's all, I haven't updated it. Everybody's like, I'll put my music on in the car.
2 minutes of a second remaining on the clock.
And then we're like, why do you have all this old music? The music we listen to is so bad. Or I'll have ESPN radio on 24/7. I never shut it off. And my girlfriend's like, why don't we put the radio on or something? I was like, just like the same 5 shitty songs.
I've got to say, 92.3 is alternative. I don't know if it's like alternative music.
It's the new station?
Yeah.
I'm not. Some of it's good, but then sometimes I'll listen to like 5 songs in a row and not listen to one of them.
I'm not saying it's good 100% of the time, but like it's better than.
Yeah, they have some throwbacks from like the early 2000s. They're good.
Yeah.
But like I said, like I rarely turn off 98.7. I don't know when. Like, once I started college, I came back. I was so sick of listening to the same song. Yeah. I was just like, I listen to my Spotify all the time. I have the Spotify, like.
I have.
They have like.
It's still worth the $10.
So. I had it.
It's going to be Chauncey, actually, for Brown. It's going to be Brandon Anderson, along with Josh Howard, Zach Hunsaker, Desmond Cambridge and Matt DeWolf.
Different look for the Terriers, inserting DJ Porter into the lineup in favor of Josh Nurse. So we have more of a perimeter look, we'll call it, for the Terriers.
DJ Porter bounces it. Yagos Lasic, top of the key. Dunn lets it fly. Right arc, back of the rim. High rebound ripped down by Josh Howard. It's going to be Brandon Anderson on the move. Bounce pass right wing. Cambridge lets a 3-ball fly. Side rim rebound. DJ Porter on the strong side. Now the Terriers an 8-point lead. Looking to score the first points of the second half. Porter spins right block, pulls up, layup, off the rim, rebound. Rasheem Dunn got tangled up down there with Zach Hunsaker, and a foul is called on DJ Porter.
So we've got DJ Porter in the game, and we saw him kind of slashing there. He's only put up, well, that was his third shot of the game in 13 minutes, so Terriers are looking for him to become an offensive presence early.
Glenn Sanabria whistled for a foul before the ball even came in. And 2 quick ones on St. Francis, just over 30 seconds going by.
The Terrier bench does not agree because it looked like Glenn Sanabria was the one who got pushed off on the call. But Chauncey Hawkins is in for him now nonetheless.
Hunsaker bringing it across, guarded by Chauncey Hawkins. Hunsaker accelerates down the right side of the lane, lost the ball, taken away by the Terriers. 11th turnover for Brown, but St. Francis couldn't hang on, so the Terriers give it right back. 6th turnover for St. Francis Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's funny. I was just about to make a point about how they've been good with the ball, only committed 5 turnovers, and right now they just committed their 6th of the game. Still in good shape, but Brown has an extra possession.
Anderson putting it on the baseline, drives, intercepted. Outlet. Chauncey Hawkins trying to race it down for St. Francis, however, couldn't keep it into the hands of the Bears. Well, Brown setting up. Hunsaker putting it on the floor, drives, lays it up and in. And the Terrier lead cut to 6, 42-36. St. Francis over Brown.
Hunsaker, kind of a big body guard when you think about it. 6'2", but definitely has some strength to it, as we've seen in this game.
Brown in a man-to-man. We saw them switch between a man-to-man and a zone in the first half. Porter putting it on the floor, driving down the left side of the lane, lays it up and in. DJ Porter. And the Terriers lead by 8, 44-36.
Porter now up to 4 points and 3 rebounds in his 13 minutes today.
That matches the largest lead. Hunsaker, guarded by Hawkins, driving down the right side of the lane. Nothing inside. Did he step out? Yep, he did. Brown turns it over, and St. Francis gets it back with a chance to take a double-digit lead for the first time in the game. So Hawkins walking it up, no pressure in the backcourt. It'll be met by Brandon Anderson, angling to the right, putting it on the floor, DJ Porter. Porter, nothing inside, sends it out, Rasheem Dunn, sideline right. Jalen Jordan, bounce pass, goes to Lasic, posting up to Wolf, quickly double team. 3-pointer, left corner on the way, in and out. As Jordan misfired, Brown with the rebound. Terriers 44, Brown 36.
Jalen Jordan is not shy.
Howard 3 over Porter, buries it. And the Bears within 5, trailing 44-39. 8 points for Josh Howard.
See if the Terriers are going to go back to their, nope. Looks like it's going to, high-low situation. Yagos Lasic trying to work the middle.
Dunn, reverse layup, bounces in, nope, waved off. Foul called on the floor. Fouls on DeWolf, his first. That's the first on Brown. Again, Brown only committed 1 foul in the first half.
Yeah. Well, they were called for 1 foul in the first half. Questionable as to whether or not they committed more.
I knew that was coming.
Well, I'm that guy.
Inbound pass coming from Hawkins. Takes it back in the right quarter. Circling, drives, up and under, scoop, layup too strong. DeWolf rips down the rebound for Brown, and the Bears on the move. Terriers a 5-point lead, led by 8 at the half. That's their largest. Hunsaker couldn't catch up with it. Cambridge right quarter, hits for 3, and Brown on a run. St. Francis lead down to 2, trailing, leading 44-42.
Hawkins still looking for his first bucket as he dishes out to Dunn. 0 for 5 after that last miss.
Porter from NBA range at 3, putting it home. DJ Porter. St. Francis back up by 5.
Porter now up to 7. And he has 5 of them in this half already, within only less than 4 minutes of play, as a matter of fact.
And a foul call.
Foul is called on number 2, Johnson Hawkins. His first, team's third.
No fouls on Hawkins. Team's third, so keep an eye on this the rest of the way. Terriers with some early fouls already with 3.
Yeah.
About 3 and change gone by in the second half.
But only 1 in foul trouble. Glenn Sanabria has 3. A lot of other guys just have 1 so
Cambridge
far.
short on the 3 as the Terriers go the other way, pushing. In transition, Dunn on the move, lays it up and in. Well, the Terriers on top by 7, 49-42, within 1 of their largest lead.
This is why kids are told, work on your left hand. Look at how valuable it could be at the Division I level.
Good ball movement, laying it in. Cambridge across the right baseline, and Brown within 5 again.
Bit of a mass substitution here coming for Brown. Looking for some reinforcements early in the second half as St. Francis only has a 5-point lead now.
Dunn veering to the left, guarded by Hunsaker. Tosses up top Lassich. DJ Porter handling for St. Francis, guarded by Josh Howard.
Not a lot of movement here on the Terriers offense. Only with 5 seconds to work with.
3 on the timer. Porter drives, floats it, puts it in with the right hand. Nice touch.
He has 7 points in this half now.
51-44. Hunsaker angles to the right. Desmond Cambridge, line drive pass inside, laying it up, putting it in. Was Brandon Anderson at 1, and we'll take a timeout in Brooklyn Heights. 9 points for Brandon Anderson already. 14 fouls on St. Francis Brooklyn, as we'll step aside after Josh Nicholas committing his second. Eventful start to the second half. High-scoring game in Brooklyn Heights. 51-46, St. Francis Brooklyn leading Brown on the Terrier Sports Network, powered by NEC Front Row.
You don't have the Terrier Sports Network like Rocky, life just isn't easy. Quite frankly, it's hard to multitask. However, when you have TSN like St. Francis College women's basketball star Dana Dorenzo, you can watch Terrier Sports live in high definition, all while solving a Rubik's Cube in less than 2 minutes. Don't be like Rocky. Get in the game like Dana and watch the Terrier Sports Network.
High-octane ball game. Terriers 51, Brown 46. By the way, I got to say before we continue,
yes,
David Hubert, who's our on-court host here at St. Francis College, might have a career as a teacher looming. He's actually ushering about 20 children around this gym, but he's doing so in a very orderly fashion. The kids seem to like him, too.
Well, in hip-hop, if you're an MC, you're also a teacher. So he's doing a little bit of both today. So maybe he does have a future in that, you know.
As Brandon Anderson at the free throw line bounces it in. And the Terrier lead down to 4. A lot happening in this second half.
We've seen DJ Porter now at 9 points, right at his averages, as Rasheem Dunn turns it over.
Hunsaker intercepted the pass and laid it in, and Brown within 2.
Brown outscoring the Terriers 15-9 in the early parts of this half. Only 5 minutes in, too.
Now it's Jalen Jordan handing it off. Rasheem Dunn. Dunn trying to get around the screen. Double team foul on Brown. Second team foul on the Bears. 14:50 remaining in the second half. And the Terrier lead down to 2, led by as many as 8. That was at the half.
And you know, in the first couple of games, the Terriers did a pretty job of getting to the line. 16 foul shots against Duquesne, 27 against Manhattan. Haven't done a lot of that today.
Rasheem Dunn, one-on-one, out front. Guarded by Brandon Anderson. Sideline left. Jalen Jordan to the baseline. Line drive pass, out of bounds. Was it tipped by Brown, though? I think it was. I haven't seen a definitive signal. The officials conferring, yes, St. Francis ball, but 4 on the shot clock, so they got to move fast.
And you see Brown's defense kind of collapsing on Jalen Jordan there. They're targeting him. He dribbled right into a double team on the baseline.
And a timeout called by St. Francis Brooklyn as Brown's defense terrific. The Terriers almost called for a 5-second violation. But we're going to step aside in Brooklyn Heights. 51-49, St. Francis over Brown on the Terrier Sports Network.
Hey, Rocky, you have those tickets printed? Thanks, Rocky. See you at the game.
Terriers have been outscored 15-9 in the second half after an 8-point halftime lead, at St. Francis Brooklyn's lead down to 2. 51-49, 14:34 left. Jalen Jordan, leading scorer for St. Francis. 16 points on 6 of 10 for Brown. It's Brandon Anderson, 10 points on 3 of 6. Jumper from the quarter as the shot clock expired. Dunn couldn't get it to go, and a foul called on St. Francis as Brown was getting ready to go the other way. Something to keep an eye on. The Terriers have just 1 foul to give, already with 5. Just over 5 minutes gone by in the second half. Oh, Amelia Kosic back in for St. Francis College. Drive it quickly. It's Brandon Anderson. Can't finish. Layup was short. Ball loose on the court. Who's going to get it? St. Francis does. So Brown gives it right back to the Terriers. 13 turnovers for the Bears. Dunn bringing it up for St. Francis. 9 points, 4 assists, 2 turnovers, and a steal. DJ Porter out front. Kosic, high left, guarded by Fuller. Jordan over to Nicholas. Nicholas hands it off. Porter spinning, mid-left. Shot clock at 7. Kosic sends it to Porter. Fires a 3. That's long. Climbing the ladder for the rebound was Dunn. Couldn't finish. Kosic couldn't handle it, but stripped from behind. And St. Francis holds on with 13:48 remaining. And a 2-point St. Francis Brooklyn lead, 51-49.
We'll see what kind of set they come out of here. Again, with a 4-guard lineup for the Terriers.
Porter in the right corner. Line drive pass out front, Nicholas. Now Rasheem Dunn running the offense for St. Francis. Terriers with 7 turnovers. Brown with 12. Make that 13, excuse me. Putting it on the floor. Driving, unable to finish was Jordan, but a foul called on Brown. 13th foul on the Bears. So that's on Brandon Anderson.
See if they'll look to get Porter a look. As we've said earlier, red hot in the second half to start. 7 of his 9 points, and 7 of the Terriers' 9 points in this half.
St. Francis to inbound. Jordan in the left corner pulls up over Hunsaker. Buries the three from the baseline.
This kid, 5 3-pointers right now, and really looking like what we've been talking about. One of these promising young freshmen who Glenn Breaker believes in. As Brown gets another turnover, Jalen Jordan, by the way, 19 points now.
Pass out of the hands of Massey. Brown with 14 turnovers, and the Terriers have a 5-point lead, 2-possession game. Plenty of time left, 13-14 remaining. St. Francis going for its first win of the year. Dunn tosses it out front to Nicholas. Dunn into the lane. Floater puts it home in the paint. Rasheem Dunn, 7-point St. Francis lead. Dunn with 11.
That's New York City guards at their finest.
Left quarter 3. A little too long for Chris Sullivan. St. Francis on the move. Pass way out of the reach of Rasheem Dunn. And a St. Francis turnover. Terriers with 8.
Little overthrow there, nearly knocked somebody out in the first row in the bleachers there, but Terriers now with the head of steam, up 7, looking to get back to that momentum they had late in the first half.
Terriers on a 5-0 spurt. Anderson tries to get inside, forcing the issue, nothing there. Dribbles out along the right sideline inside the Peter Aquiline court logo. Foul line pass deflected, dribbling out Chris Sullivan. Shot clock at 8. It's Brandon Anderson. Trying to get around the screen. Bounce pass, driving, laying it up. Fuller fouled. He goes to the line for 2 with 12:18 left.
And you see that Brandon Anderson is obviously the top guy here for Brown University, but Josh Nicholas trusted to guard him. Jamal Womack had told me prior to their game at Duquesne that he's somebody who's all defense. He's just relentless defensively, and he's somebody that they're going to trust on some of the top scorers that they're going to see throughout the season, and we're seeing that here play out today. Josh Nicholas guarding Brandon Anderson one-on-one.
Fuller bounces it in. No, Brown 9 of 11 from the line. Oh, Yaya Evans back in for St. Francis. Freshman forward from Brooklyn. Second free throw goes in.
South Shore High School, not too far from here.
Averaged 15 and 8 in his senior season. Played his first 3 high school years at Harry Van Arsdale. Dunn, sideline right. Guarded by Anderson, putting it on the floor. Is Nicholas. A lot of spinning and moving. Floater, putting it home.
Josh Nicholas showing off that athleticism now at 8 points in only 14 minutes and shooting a perfect 3 for 3.
Terriers on a 7-2 run. Cho into the lane within that restricted area. Double team, lays it up. Short, Kosic comes down with the board. Dunn into the front court for St. Francis. Terriers with a bucket will take their largest lead. Dunn accelerates into the paint, drives, lays it up, putting it in, and the foul, and the Terriers up 9.
Right in the lane. This is what he does best. This is why he was on the All-NEC rookie team last year and why he could be an all-conference player this year. Rasheem Dunn now up to 13 points with an opportunity to give the Terriers double-digit lead and with an opportunity to give himself his 14th point today. Big, big bucket from the sophomore from Brooklyn, New York.
Terriers on a 9-2 run, leading at 60, 51, 11:32 remaining. We'll step aside on the Terrier Sports Network, powered by NEC Front Row.
Hey, Rocky, you have those tickets printed? Thanks, Rocky. See you at the game.
Terriers on a 9-2 run after Brown started the second half, outscoring St. Francis Brooklyn 15-9. Terriers their largest lead, 60-51 as Rasheem Dunn goes to the line, looking for a three-point play. This is only the third trip to the line for St. Francis in the game. Dunn looking for point number 14, and he gets it.
Worth noting that Dunn also has 5 assists and 4 rebounds. He's been running the show for a good portion of this game as well, as he knocks down that last free throw.
Terriers 21-18 on the boards. Driving is Anderson. Gets it to go. Brown within 8. Well, Dunn right at the center circle for St. Francis Brooklyn. Accelerates down the right side of the lane. Ball stripped loose along the baseline. Brown saves it. And the Bears on the move, driving down the right side of the lane. Brandon Anderson. He's fouled. So Brandon Anderson to the line for 2. 17 fouls against St. Francis Brooklyn. So Brown will shoot free throws for the rest of the way. He would have gone there anyway as Yaya Evans commits his first.
Brandon Anderson, who dropped 23 points in that win over Quinnipiac that Brown had before this game, is at 12 points. Could have the opportunity for 13 and 14 today. You know, he's coming up big now in the second half for Brown, and they need him to get some of these late buckets. They need him to be the guy to kind of steer them ahead as they try to close this deficit.
So 3 straight points by Brown after the Terriers led by 10. First free throw went down. Anderson 5 of 5 from the line. Brown 11 of 13 in the game. Second free throw coming, in and out.
I think you jinxed him.
Broadcaster's jinx. Rasheem Dunn hands it off. DJ Porter for St. Francis. 10:47 remaining in the game, approaching the halfway point of the second half. Kosich line drive pass. Porter threading the needle, laying it in. DJ from deep in the lane, and the Terriers on top by 9, 63-54. And a 5-second violation. Brown turns it over. Great defense, St. Francis, and the Terriers an opportunity for a double-digit lead.
Clearly, the defensive intensity has ratcheted up here in Brooklyn Heights. Brown could have ran baseline, really steered them away from that. Really good defense on that inbound.
Basket will give the Terriers their largest lead of the game. A lot of spitting. Jalen Jordan down the baseline. Dangerous pass intercepted by the Bears. Brown on the move. Brandon Anderson. Cho lays it up, rolls off the rim, but a foul on St. Francis Brooklyn. DJ Porter picks up his third.
Whenever you're going to cock your hand back, it's not going to look good to the refs unless you actually get the clean pin down block, which DJ Porter was trying to do there. So he gets banged with the foul call.
And Tabatic Cho at the foul line, switches it in. No substitutions here. 10:22 remaining. As the Terriers will send Glenn Bryka in. Actually, Glenn Sanabria. Glenn Bryka hasn't played in a few years.
I'm sure that he's wanted to. I'm sure he's had his moments where he's wanted to jump in and play some defense.
He did play at Queens College, but played in the 80s.
Worth noting that both teams are shooting around 55% today. So, yeah, I don't blame Glenn Bryka for wanting to see some defense.
First game of the year for us. Nicholas goes to the right corner. Porter fires a 3 long. Rebound Hunsaker as Brown on the go. Hunsaker, top of the key, tries to cross over Sanabria, leaning in, lays it up, puts it in.
Nice finish. That's Sanabria all over him, still mustered up the strength to get that up and in there.
Terrier lead down to 5, 63-58. DJ Porter out front, dribbling with the left hand. Glenn Sanabria guarded by Chauncey Hawkins. Sanabria bounces it up top. Rasheem Dunn around the Kosich screen. 7 on the timer. Dunn drives, lays it up. Short, but a foul. And Rasheem Dunn back to the line.
Very good at drawing fouls, just getting in there. Getting into the lane.
First foul for Hunsaker, 5 on Brown. Rasheem Dunn to the line for 2.
Surprisingly, only his second and third foul shots today, but as we've alluded to, he's had a good all-around game. 14 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Also has a steal. Misses that free throw, but he is shooting 50% from the floor. Brown is only within 5 points, so it's not like this game is out of reach at all. So these free throws are going to mean something down the line.
Matt DeWolf back in for Brown. Terriers 63, Bears 58. 9:28 remaining in the game. Dunn second. That goes down. So it's a 6-point game. Been an entertaining ball game here on a Sunday afternoon in Brooklyn Heights.
Full court man-to-man look from the Terriers defensively.
Hunsaker to DeWolf, guarded by Kosic. Hands it off Hunsaker, plenty of time on the shot clock. Hunsaker, jumper, bounces around, rebound, ripped down DJ Porter in traffic. 3 guys there. And St. Francis quickly the other way, Dunn into the lane. Dishes inside, Kosic had it stripped into the hands of Desmond Cambridge. Here comes Brown. Brandon Anderson, mid-post left, jumper, knuckleball rebound, it's loose. Who's going to get it? St. Francis does. Josh Nicholas behind the back pass for Rasheem Dunn. Dunn left wing 3-ball, in and out. Rebound to Brown, and the Bears will walk it up slowly with 8:39 remaining left in this one. Terriers 64, Brown 58, and we're going to have a timeout. Well, it's a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here.
Yeah, you saw Rasheem Dunn take that 3-pointer there. Perhaps it was ill-advised, but it did almost go in. But you see that nobody was in there to rebound, so he was kind of ahead. Him and Josh Nicholas were kind of ahead of the curve there. Sometimes when you run and gun, you lose sight of who's there to rebound just in case you miss. So the Terriers, we'll see if they'll do a better job of that moving forward. But right now, Jalen Jordan up to 19 points. You got Rasheem Dunn at 15. You got DJ Porter now up to 11, 9 of which have come in this half. So Terriers offense is there. Josh Nicholas also, by the way, 8 points in 17 minutes of play, only on 3 shot attempts. So we're going to see if he's going to get more shots up in his offense. He is on the floor right now. He's also there for defense, which we've seen a lot of today.
Well, Brown inbounds. Going to be Brandon Anderson, we've seen a lot of today. DeWolf, left side of the key, guarded by Kosic. Anderson into the paint, tried to dish, and a travel. Terriers get it back, and a chance to make it a 3-possession game with 8:23 remaining.
This is why they tell you practice your defensive slides as opposed to crisscrossing your feet when you're playing defense. Millie just kind of moved over, put his hands up, and kind of ate Brandon Anderson, up there. Just kind of fell, didn't know what to do, and calls a travel and a turnover.
St. Francis with the ball, leading by 6. They've been up by as many as 9. Sanabria, bottom of the center circle. Guarded by Anderson. Shot clock at 8. Sanabria tosses it right corner. Porter elevating for the 3. Short. And the rebound for Brown. It's Brandon Anderson. Bears on the move. 2-possession game. Trailing 64-58. Floater, foul line. Cambridge puts it in. It's a 4-point game.
Coach's stress ball movement. Didn't get enough of that in the last possession. So we'll see what they do here with Glenn Sanabria running the show.
Angles right. Terriers led by as many as 9. Now the lead down to 4. 2-possession game. Big possession for St. Francis Brooklyn. Sanabria taking it back, guarded by Anderson. Shot clock at 7. And a foul called on the left sideline. We're due for a timeout, and that's what we're going to get. 16 fouls on Brown, fouls on Josh Howard. Will step aside in Brooklyn Heights. Entertaining game, 64-60. Terriers going for win number 1 with the lead on the Terrier Sports Network.
This time of year, in the athletic department, we focus on balancing budgets. And it can get a little crazy.
Hey guys, I got another delivery for Rocky.
Come on, Rocky. You already spent your monthly budget on food.
It gets really busy here in the athletic department at St. Francis College, and we can use all the help that we can get. Hey, Rocky, how's that website article coming along? All right, Rocky, I'll check.
Just past halfway in the second half, and the Terriers lead is 4. They led by 8 at the beginning of this half, and they got off to a very good start. However, around the 14-minute mark, when Brown had cut their lead to 2, head coach Glenn Breaker told his team fix their face. He wanted them to change their attitude and close out this game strong. The Terriers have been in both of their previous contests this year. They've had leads in the second half, but haven't been able to hold on to them. So the Terriers are going to look to try to close out today, and mainly on the defensive end. Brown still shooting over 55% from the field, guys. Let's see if the Terriers can clean that one up.
All right, Dexter, things to watch for as we go down the stretch. Terriers up 4, 64-60. As St. Francis with the ball. Sanabria guarded by Cambridge. See if the Terriers can pull this one out. Dunn floater, low block, bounces off the rim. Rebound Brown, Bears on the move. It's Anderson across the timeline. Top of the key, DeWolf calling for the ball. Bounce pass intercepted, but it's out of bounds as Sanabria couldn't keep it within the baseline as Brown hangs on. 64-60, Terriers shooting 51% for the game. Brown 55%, rebounds 24-21 in favor of St. Francis, and 3 into double figures for the Terriers. Jalen Jordan with a game-high 19, Rasheem Dunn with 15, and DJ Porter has 11. Layup blocked as Howard went up with it. However, a foul called. It's against St. Francis, and the Bears to the line. Or, let's see, nope.
That's against Brown.
It's against Brown. He did Fuller.
Oh, look at that. Well, right before that, if you notice, DJ Porter and Rasheem Dunn trying to create turnovers there. As soon as DJ Porter got beat defensively, was trying to swipe from behind. Rasheem Dunn looking for the steal as well. So Terriers looking to create opportunities, defense to offense.
DJ Porter misses the first of the 1-and-1, so Brown gets it back. Cambridge tried to race up the floor. However, Terriers get back on defense. Brown 13 of 17 from the line. Terriers have only been there 5 times, 3 of 5. Fuller guarded by Kosic, hands it off Hunsaker at the foul line. Hunsaker behind the back pass, laying it in is Travis Fuller. As Kosic went down, he's going to be helped up by Sanabria. But Brian, we've got a 2-point game.
Yeah, you knew Brown wasn't going to go away. You knew that they were going to keep it close as Millie kind of, well, he looks to be fine, but yeah, Brown is definitely in this game. They weren't going away. They've been outscoring the Terriers in this second half, 28 to, if my math is correct, 28 to 22.
And Brown on an 11-4 run to get this to a 2-point game.
Yeah, I was a C math student, so it took me a bit.
Rasheem Dunn driving down the lane, lays it up and putting it in. Rasheem Dunn, 17 points, 4-point game. 6:13 remaining. Whistle stops play, and a foul called on St. Francis. They're going to get Jalen Jordan. That's his second foul. 19 points, a game high for Jordan.
Yeah, he's been quiet the last few minutes. Rasheem Dunn has kind of come alive in that time, though. So the Terriers do have that offensive balance there. Rasheem Dunn now up to 17 points. Talking to the ref a little bit, trying to let him know what's going on the Brown side of things, but we have Zach Hunsaker at the line.
First free throw coming. Puts it in, gets one more. Hunsaker with 12 points, 2 of 2 from the line, 5 of 8 from the floor.
Notice that Rasheem Dunn back on this inbound over here was face guarding Brandon Anderson. So he looks to be someone who's stepping up to the challenge late on both ends of the floor, which is key for this team.
2-point Terrier lead, 66-64. St. Francis has led by as many as 9. Sanabria out front, guarded by Anderson. Kosic trying to set the screen. Chance of let's go Terriers in the background. Sanabria right arm, jab step, fires a 3-ball. Knuckleball rebound, strong side taken by Brown. And the Bears have a chance at the lead. 5:42 remaining in the second half. Terriers clinging to a 66-64 lead in Brooklyn Heights. Hunsaker, bounce pass. It's Fuller working on Kosic, crosses him over. Nifty move for a big man, layup short, and the rebound for DJ Porter. Big possession for St. Francis, trying to make it a 2-possession game. Dunn dribbles out, sends it to Jalen Jordan. Jordan drops down the right side of the lane, off the glass short. You could tell on the release a whistle and a foul on Brown. And it looks like they're going to get Travis Fuller. Or let's see, Brandon Anderson. That's his second. So Jalen Jordan to the foul line. Going to be a 1-and-1. If he gets one, an opportunity to make it a 2-possession game.
Both teams already in the bonus. Every free throw from here on out is going to be huge. And we've seen games won and lost in this gym as well on free throws. So if the Terriers could win this free throw shooting contest, then they'll ultimately win the game.
Both teams shooting the rest of the way. 2 timeouts left for each squad. Jordan at the foul line. Rolls off, so Brown gets it. The rebound for Josh Howard. Brown keeping it. 5:13 remaining. Terriers 66, Brown 64. Terriers led by as many as 9, but the Bears have battled back in this second half. Hunsaker, top of the key, fighting through the screen, steps up, fires, it's a 3, air ball. Underneath is Rasheem Dunn. Terriers, fast-paced offense. Dunn, right block, jumper. Back of the rim, rebound, tipped around as Brown gets it, a chance to tie or take the lead. Setting up, Cambridge fires a 3 for the lead, short, and a rebound for Rasheem Dunn again with 4:40 left. Sanabria jogging across the timeline for St. Francis Brooklyn. Dunn taking it, looking at Glenn Branca for the play. 4.5 remaining. 66-64 St. Francis Brooklyn. Dunn, jab step, no rush to shoot. Shot clock at 10. Gets around the screen set by Lasic. Dunn scoop layup, rolls off. Rebound Brown. So the Bears a chance to tie or take the lead again. Anderson drives up and under, off the glass. Wild runner. Lasic came down with it, and the Terriers with the ball. On the move, Sanabria sends it to Jordan, fires a 3. Long, and the Bears with the rebound. Back and forth game. Hunsaker drives, lays it up short for the foul. And with 3:57 remaining, we're going to take a timeout in Brooklyn Heights. Helter-skelter pace there.
Yeah, I almost couldn't keep track of what was going on there.
Fouls on DJ Porter. Timeout in Brooklyn. Good finish as the Terriers go for win number 1, 66-64. St. Francis leading Brown on the Terriers Sports Network.
When you don't have the Terriers Sports Network like Rocky, life just isn't easy. Quite frankly, it's hard to multitask. However, when you have TSN like St. Francis College women's basketball star Dana Dorenzo, you can watch Terriers Sports live in high definition, all while solving a Rubik's Cube in less than 2 minutes. Don't be like Rocky. Get in the game like Dana and watch the Terriers Sports Network.
Brown on a 13-6 run to get this down to a 2-point St. Francis Brooklyn lead. 66-64, the Terriers leading the Bears home opener. For St. Francis College going for their first win. Brown shooting 50%, Terriers 46%. 31-28, St. Francis with the advantage on the boards. 11 turnovers for the Terriers, 15 for the Bears. As Darrell Porter, actually Jalen Jordan, excuse me, a game-high 19 points, but Zach Hunsaker to the free throw line. Free throw is good. So now it's a 1-point game, 66-65 with 3:57 left. Here's the situation. 2 timeouts left for each team. Brown in the double bonus. Terriers in the 1-and-1 for one more foul. Brown with 8. Second free throw goes in. We're tied at 66.
Yeah, I was going to point that out. We are tied now. Brown has fought back. They've been in it the entire time, and here we go. Big possession here for the Terriers late.
15-6 run for the Bears with 3:45 remaining. Spinning, low left, Dunn. Off the glass it in. And the Terriers have a 68-66 lead.
Post play from Rasheem Dunn, who now is up to 19 points, 2 away from his season high set at Duquesne.
Anderson high left, out front. Cho to Howard. Trying to fight through the defense. Shot clock at 10. 68-66. Terriers lead the Bears. Long 3 on the way. That's good. Brandon Anderson. And the Bears regain the lead. 69-68. 3 and change left.
Great shot. Great use of the screen. Rasheem Dunn actually did a good job to fight over the screen and just couldn't close out the shot there.
Lasich hands it off. Glenn Sanabria. Sanabria, right wing for St. Francis Brooklyn, guarded by Anderson. Almost lost the dribble. Shot clock at 9. Olafson spins, cuts through the lane, lays it up. Missed by a mile, and Brown with the ball and a chance with a 3 to make it a 2-possession game with 2:39 remaining. Terriers once led this game by 9, but now it's Brown with a 1-point lead, 69-68. And a 10-second violation called on the Bears. Well, it's the right call because the timer was at 19.
Wow.
30 seconds on the shot clock, 11 seconds went by.
Didn't even realize. I mean, I'm not sure he did either because he was taking the ball up, taking his time. That's a gift for the Terriers. Now let's see if they can regain the lead.
Sanabria guarded by Anderson. Glenn drifting to the left. Terriers trail by 1. St. Francis looking to regain the lead with a basket. Rasheem Dunn working on Hunsaker, drives and a foul on Brown. So the Terriers to the line for a 1-and-1 with 2:18 remaining. Now the Terriers once led this game 60-51. That was a 9-point lead. But Brown has fought its way back into this game and now has the lead.
Rasheem Dunn, who did not get to the foul line at all in the first half, despite getting into the lane a lot. 3 free throws in this half. This will be 4 and 5.
Brown on an 18-8 run. Dunn's free throw, that's good. We're tied at 69 with 2:18 left. This next free throw would give St. Francis the lead.
Also tie Rasheem Dunn's season high set at Duquesne, where he had 21.
Number of 20-point games last year. Second free throw, that goes down.
And we may see more this year at this rate. Terriers now have the lead. Over 2 minutes to go. Great game here in Brooklyn Heights.
Indeed. Dunn last year scored 20 or more 6 times. Anderson sends it back. Howard drives down the right side of the lane, up and under. Rejected from behind. It's out of bounds, but Brown hangs on with 2:01 remaining and a 1-point St. Francis Brooklyn lead.
You see how the Terriers.
Well, Mike Martin's got something to say with this officiating crew, and it looks like this is going to be reviewed.
I think officiating crew has had their hands full today with these coaching staffs.
So Tom Courtney and Paul Fayez, they're going to look at what happened here. We'll see. The ball went out of bounds. I wonder if that's what they're debating or if they're trying to see if there was a foul in that situation.
Or shot clock, perhaps. Yes. If it should not, if it should have been reset or whatever the case may be. I mean, an abundance of things could happen, but regardless, the magnitude of this call, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it affects things down the stretch. Somebody's going to get a possession here with 2 minutes left.
So we'll see how this goes down. Anyway, we look at what's coming up for St. Francis. Florida Gulf Coast Tournament, Friday through Sunday. Navy, Denver, and Florida Gulf Coast University. Next home game a week from Thursday night, November 30th. As the Terriers will host Division III College of New Rochelle. It's going to follow the non-conference games against Notre Dame and Fordham, both on the road. And not too far down the line, after a couple of more non-conference games, including one against St. Peter's, the Terriers will begin Northeast Conference play a little bit earlier than we're used to seeing. December 29th, against Sacred Heart, followed by Wagner. So the Terriers will dive right into the schedule very quickly.
Yeah, and right after that, you have the trip to Pennsylvania with Robert Morris and St. Francis U. The second straight year that is early on the schedule for both the men and women's teams here at St. Francis.
Good to get that one out of the way early.
Oh, yeah, from experience. The travel is not the easiest part of that trip. But
I've made that trip. We face St. Francis U first, then you go even further. See, the first time I went out there, I made the mistake of thinking that Robert Morris was actually close to St. Francis University. No, it's another 2 hours away. Pennsylvania is a big state.
Yeah, last year I took the trip for the first time, and it was the shot clock says 14 after the review, but last year, yeah, I took the trip, and we're doing it in reverse this year. Robert Morris is after. For the women, at least.
Almost a 5-second violation once again. DeWolf across the lane. Terrier bench wanted to travel, not called. They might have a beef. Looks like he may have dragged the foot.
I have a beef. That was definitely a travel on that call.
Terriers trying to make it a 3-point game, maybe 4 with 1:43 left. 70-69. St. Francis in a game the Terriers have led by as many as 9. Sanabria tried to get Cambridge on the ball fake. Dunn backing up. Bottom of the center circle. Rasheem gets around the screen. 5 to shoot. 3, corner on the way. Bullseye! Jalen Jordan ring the bell, and the Terriers have a 4-point lead. 73-69. Timeout Brown with 1:19 left.
Jalen Jordan. Get used to hearing that name a lot this season. Season high 22 points in only his 3rd game. He has a game high 22 points right now. Cold-blooded, 6 3-pointers. Terriers with a 4-point lead with 1:19 left. Huge jump shot from the true freshman.
Oh, Brown down to 1 timeout. Terriers with 2. That's a big 3 by Jalen Jordan. Maybe a freshman playing like an upperclassman, though. 22 points. A career high as the Terriers trying to close out the Bears. A 9-point lead. Went down, actually was erased. Brown took a 1-point lead, but now the Terriers back up by 4.
Big outing from Jalen Jordan, who only had 5 points against Manhattan, who was in foul trouble. So this is a big redemption performance, and at a great time for the Terriers, too, who are having their home opener right now, trying not to let Brown spoil the party.
Inbound pass, Brown with it. 4-point Terrier lead, 1:15 remaining. St. Francis trying to close out Brown. Anderson sends it up top. Hunsaker, deep 3, short. Loose ball near the corner. Sanabria gets it, and the Terriers in no rush. A minute left. Dunn gets it across and a foul call. So Brown is going to play the fouling game, although Hunsaker was puzzled by the call there.
Yeah.
4-point game, 58 seconds, maybe a little bit on the early side. Brown maybe looking to get a stop and get a bucket on the other end.
Let me just say that I love, especially coming from New York City, when defenders clap in the offensive ball handlers' faces, which Rasheem Dunn did to Brandon Anderson there on that last possession.
Dunn to make it a 5-point game. You know, by the look on Hunsaker's face there, it looked like he didn't want to commit the foul, because think about it, 58 seconds left. If Brown gets a stop, they can get down the floor, score, make it a 1-possession game. There's still time, but now it's a 5-point game, now 6.
But if you cock your hand back like you're going to smack somebody and reach for the ball, you're going to get the foul.
Again, Anderson fires and hits the 3. 3-point game, 51 seconds left.
He was wide open, too.
22-second difference between the game clock and shot clock, and Brown fouling, and Glenn Sanabria will go to the line as Desmond Cambridge with the reach in. 44 and a 10th left. Terriers 75, Brown 72. So just 1 free throw makes it a 2-possession game as Sanabria, a reliable foul shooter, goes to the line for St. Francis Brooklyn.
Yeah, I was just about to say, this is somebody you want at the foul line in this situation. Now, whether or not we jinx him, we're about to find out, but...
He's at the line, misses the first.
Oops.
He can't hear you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I know you're beating yourself up over there, but
Oh, I'm cool. I'm chilling.
second free throw, up and away, off the front rim, and Brown can tie with a 3. 40 seconds left, so Glenn Sanabria, normally a solid foul shooter, driving into the lane, stripped was Anderson, and a foul called on St. Francis Brooklyn. Just under 36 seconds left. Terrier bench not happy there at all.
Yeah, their gripe is that the ball was lost before he made contact with Yagos Lasic there. And, you know, very arguable, very strong case there. Brandon Anderson back to the line. Perhaps the impact looked worse than the actual play, which is why he's there.
87% foul shooter. First one good. 2-point game.
Now, speaking of players you want at the line, this is who Brown would want in this situation. Their best scorer, who has a 20-point game today. Excuse me, still in the afternoon.
35.7 left. Brown trying to make it a 1-point game. Anderson's free throw, good. 1-point game. 75-74. Sanabria trapped in the corner. Brown going for the steal, but a timeout was called. All right, Brian, you're going to play the coach. 32.6 seconds left. Terriers a 1-point lead. There's a 6-second difference or so between the game clock and the shot clock. Does Brown foul?
Yeah, I think you foul in this situation. I'm not one to really go with, hey, let's let them use all this time, and then maybe they get a bucket. You might even allow a three-pointer with the way the Terriers are shooting.
Well, that's the thing. That's my point. That's my point. So if Brown,
I'm fouling right away if I'm Brown, but obviously you want the ball to not get into the hands of one of the many guards that the Terriers have. Probably not someone like a Jalen Jordan or Rasheem Dunn or Glenn Sanabria, but you know, you have to foul in this situation early. Try to get the steal.
Right.
Maybe, you know, a few seconds you buy your time, but then you got to foul right away. You're going to have time if you foul early enough to. 25 seconds is plenty to work with, for example, if you let 7 seconds fall down the clock. So we'll see.
Well, that's the thing. If Brown fouls, it extends the game. And the worst that can really happen is the Terriers get 2 free throws and it stays a 1-possession game. Let's say they get 2, it's 77-74.
And if you're Brown, you're fouling, but you're counting on getting the ball back.
Right.
So that's why I think you should also foul in the situation. But looking at the Terriers lineup, everybody here can shoot foul shots, so you kind of just have to foul whoever.
And let's say Brown doesn't foul. The Terriers get down the floor, time comes off the clock, St. Francis hits a 3.
Yeah.
Then it's a 2-possession game, so it becomes a 2-possession game, and then you lose time on the clock.
Yeah.
So we'll see what Brown does here. Pass into Dunn, trapped in the corner, forced out of bounds. Let's see, turnover. Brown gets it back. Best case scenario there for the Bears. Terrier bench wanted a foul. No, Brown didn't get the steal, but all that pressure forced Dunn out of bounds, and the Bears get it back with a chance to take the lead. Glenn Bryka wants a foul call there. Looked like he was pushed. Nothing called. He may have a beef.
So everything we said out the window, this is the best case scenario for Brown, who could just, really, they could just hold the ball right now and get the last shot.
24 seconds left. 3, left wing, long. Terriers with the rebound, weak side. And a foul called as St. Francis Brooklyn came down with the ball. And the Terriers will go to the line, hanging on to a 1-point lead. Just under 20 seconds left.
See, this is why y'all got to listen to me. If Brown had the ball, shot clock was matched with the time on the clock, could have held it for the last shot, forced it early. Best case scenario for the Terriers now after losing out on the worst case scenario. Glenn Sanabria at the foul line, 19 seconds left. Opportunity to make this a 3-point game.
Well, Sanabria hits the first. I understand Brown wanting to take the shot there, and I'll tell you why. Because if they miss, you still have time on the clock, and the game still goes on. But that didn't really look like the best opportunity. Second free throw, no good. With 17 seconds left, Brown with the ball and a chance to tie, or perhaps get the win. Anderson driving, sends it to the right corner. Cambridge cranks for 3, back to the rim, rebound loose. Sanabria gets it, 5.5 seconds left, and the Terriers back to the line.
Glenn Sanabria, who is 1 for 4 on free throws down the stretch, has an opportunity to maybe ice the game with 2 makes. 76-74, 5 seconds left. Another big rebound from the redshirt junior from St. Peter's, who has 8 points on the afternoon.
But remember, Brown has a timeout. Terriers get 2 free throws. All intents and purposes, this game would be over. Free throw went in. This is a big one here. Free throw makes it a 4-point game with 5.5 seconds left. Brown's got to get down the floor quickly, but a lot of time's going to come off the clock. Now Sanabria getting set for number 2. Huge free throw for St. Francis. It's up and away. Rolls off, no good. 4 seconds left. Timeout, Brown.
Wow.
And now the Bears have an opportunity to send it to overtime. Oh, they'll get the ball. So Sanabria's missed a couple of big free throws here down the stretch, and the Terriers have a 3-point lead, 77-74.
Then Sanabria 2 for 6 from the free throw line. Right now, Brown has an opportunity. You feel like you know who's getting the ball with Brandon Anderson. However, you've got a couple other guys, Zach Hunsaker, who we've mentioned a lot tonight, who has 15 points on the afternoon, and Desmond Cambridge, who has 10, who took a late 3 recently. So Brown has a few guys here who can take that big shot and perhaps make it.
So Brown out of timeouts. Both teams in the double bonus. St. Francis has a timeout left. So 4.5 seconds. So Brown's got time to get a look, but remember, the inbound is coming from the backcourt. You're not advancing the ball to midcourt.
Which also makes it difficult, which means St. Francis can foul. St. Francis could foul and perhaps settle for those 2 free throws as opposed to, letting Brown get a shot at 3. And even though they have to bring the ball up the court, I might be tempted to foul in this situation if I'm St. Francis, because you're guaranteed no more than 2 points in that situation to come back and cut the lead.
Well, Brown had to take that time out there, because if they do get it to the midcourt line, time rattles off the clock and they're in a bad position. 4.5 seconds left. Brown getting up the floor. Anderson, 1 second for overtime, misses, and the Terriers win the game. Anderson came up short, had the look, and the Terriers get the win, 77-74. St. Francis Brooklyn gets win number 1, taking the home opener over the Brown Bears by 3.
And a little bit of redemption, because they did lose to Brown early in the season last year. 77-74 final. As we've said time and again, Rasheem Dunn, huge game, 23 points. Jalen Jordan, huge game, 22 points. So a couple big performances from the underclassmen on this St. Francis Brooklyn roster, who now improves to 1-2 on the young season ahead of their Florida trip. Some good morale, some good victory feelings in this Brooklyn locker room. So we'll see how that carries over down south soon.
Well, we'll keep it here. Dexter Henry on the sideline. Who's he going to get? Is it going to be Glenn? Is it going to be,
maybe Rasheem. Pick a name out of a hat, Dexter.
Looks like Dexter is going to have Rasheem Dunn. And we'll send it over to Dexter Henry getting set over on the sideline.
I'm here with Rasheem Dunn. Team high 23 points today. Rasheem, how'd you guys get it going so well offensively in the second half?
We got it going. For the last 2 games, we've been playing good in the first half. Second half, we couldn't, fill out the game, so we just had to get intensity, and we just came out with the W, man. Everybody's on the same page. Everybody's just willing to play their role.
How important was it for you guys to get the first win and get it here at home today?
I mean, we worked so hard in practice. I mean, everything, we earned it. We went out and got it.
Got your teammate right here to the right of me. He's shooting lights out. And Jalen, how confident are you in seeing him as a rookie freshman being able to shoot so well?
I mean, he the real MVP, man. He came out here freshman. He now knows to take to win a college basketball game. So he had a good game, man. Congrats to him, man.
Yeah, and lastly, is this one that you feel like you guys can build on? You played too well in the second half, pulled it out, got it together. How can you guys build on this one?
We can build on this by every day doing the same thing, keep coming in, working hard in practice. Everybody on the same page. We just coming together as a team, man, as a brotherhood, and we came out with the W.
All right, man. Congrats. congrats on the win. I got Jalen here to my right, giving some love. Jalen, career high for you with 22. You shot the ball very well early on this season. What's been going on with you with the shooting, and why have you been so confident in your shot?
As a shooter, you have to stay locked in. I've been in the gym consistently working on my shot and just gain up numerous amount of reps. That's why I stay so sharp.
You guys in the first 2 games obviously lost them, but you have played well in the first half of those games, and it was another tight one here in the second half. What did you guys do differently that didn't happen against Manhattan and Duquesne?
Well, our main focus was to stay sharp in the second half. Both games we kind of lacked in the second half effort, so this game we wanted to stay sharp and stay focused on the second half.
And you guys did it. You shot the ball well. Good game offensively, but on the defensive end, you guys picked it up too.
Yeah, definitely. That's the main focus. Lock in on defense. Defense win games.
And that's something you guys want to continue going forward, huh?
Definitely.
All right, man. Congrats on the win. Thank you. That's Jalen Jordan. He had a career high 22 points tonight. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have more with Seth and Brian on the Terrier Sports Network.
At this time of year, in the athletic department, we focus on balancing budgets. And it could get a little crazy.
Hey guys, I got another delivery for Rocky.
Come on, Rocky. You already spent your monthly budget on food.
So a resilient win for St. Francis. Brooklyn Brown came back from a 9-point deficit later in the second half, took a 1-point lead, but the Terriers come back at home. And Brian, nice resilient 77-74 win. And the Terriers taking the home opener, improving to 1-2. Brown falls to 2-1.
Yeah, and with that, the Terriers were able to overcome some free throw shooting down the stretch that wasn't in their favor. They only shot 9 of 17 as a whole in this game, so that's going to be something they're going to look to improve and have to look to overcome moving forward, because free throws can obviously win or lose you games. So they were able to get with it this time and really finish strong down the stretch. In spite of that, moving forward, that's something you want to keep your eye on. But as you said, great all-around game. Once again, you saw Dexter Henry's interviews post-game with Rasheem Dunn, with Jalen Jordan, both underclassmen, freshmen and sophomore, true freshmen and true sophomore. So that's something to keep your eye on if you're a Terrier fan and if you're a Terrier hater as well.
The Terriers shoot 47% for the game. Brown 46%. Rebounds 36-33. St. Francis with the advantage. Turnovers 12 for St. Francis, 16 for Brown. Leading scorers Rasheem Dunn, a game-high 23 points. Jalen Jordan, as mentioned, 22 on 8 of 15. Double-double for DJ Porter, 11 points and 10 rebounds for St. Francis. Brooklyn, Brandon Anderson for Brown, 21 points. After that, Zach Hunsaker, 15 points, 7 boards. Desmond Cambridge with 10 points and 4 rebounds for the Brown Bears. So coming up next for St. Francis College, the Florida Gulf Coast Tournament. Brian will leave it with this. Friday through Sunday, they'll have some good competition, taking on Navy, Florida, Gulf Coast University with Denver sandwiched in between, and then the next home game a week from Thursday night against the College of New Rochelle before going to Notre Dame and playing at Fordham.
Yeah, Notre Dame for the barometer game, let's say. You'll really see where you're at against one of the top programs in the country. And having this Florida, the home sweet shootout, that's going to be a great test for the Terriers. See if they can get a win or two down there, maybe even all 3, and we'll see how they come back after that. But you have the College of New Rochelle, and then you have Notre Dame and Fordham both on the road back-to-back. So not an easy non-conference schedule. You also have Army coming here down the line, and then you have St. Peter's down the line after that, right before we get into NEC play. So you see things that you like from this Terrier club early on, and you kind of see that in the NEC, they can pretty much match up with just about any team top to bottom if they play their game and if they play the way they're supposed to, which we saw glimpses of tonight as a whole. Obviously, every team in November has some things to clean up. We know that for a fact. But we'll see how it goes moving forward, but they should be very, very effective in the conference, and it should be an improvement from last season, which is what the coaching staff and fans and everybody hopes for.
So the final in Brooklyn, St. Francis 77, Brown 74. Terriers get their first win of the year. Our next broadcast will be a week from Thursday night, November 30th, the College of New Rochelle, as the Terriers will be back home in for a few games down in Florida. The next women's broadcast will be December 6th against Loyola at 7 o'clock. For Dexter Henry, Brian Fonseca, our producer, Matt Fedizio, Seth Cantor with you. saying thank you so much for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Good afternoon from Brooklyn Heights.
If you don't have the Terrier Sports Network like Rocky, life just isn't easy.